didn't do the
Hello.
Hello, hey everyone.
How are you?
I'm perfect actually. It's a great day. It's happy Friday the 13th, It's not bad luck. It is
No.
magic. It's a magic day. And if a black cat crosses your path, it's definitely good luck today. So
That's right. Well, and one of our guests today that we have on our podcast, it's her birthday, and she was actually born on Friday the 13th, too.
I know.
Just like me.
Yes. Well, except for March. So
Only mine's March.
okay, so we are so excited about this show. First of all, welcome to Within the Cauldron. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Today we have Paul Perez, who owns a haunted thrift shop and haunted museum. He has a family-owned paranormal team called Paranormal 24/7. He's also an ordained minister, exorcist, demonologist. So that's pretty damn cool. We also got our friends, Dennis and Maggie, from the 13th floor, Haunted Media. And then from SIPS, Spirits of Iowa Paranormal Society. Hey, that's my state.
Iowa? We got somebody in your own hometown. Love it.
I know. But they're back with us again. And the birthday lady herself, we got Debbie Branding, a medium ghost chaser since 1994. She's also an author. So I say let's get this show on the road. How about you, sis?
I think that's a great idea. Welcome, everyone.
Hi, how's it going? Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us all. This is great.
Hello.
Well, thank you for everybody. Yes, thank you for all coming on. We had to put this together like in 2 weeks, I think. So it was
Yeah,
great.
it was a quick little turnaround on this one.
Oh, yes, it was. Paul, since you're right next to Medium Bread, now you have a team, a family-owned team called Paranormal 24/7, and which is good because that
Yes.
means I put you back on again to talk about yourself. So, but how many haunted items do you have? Because you have a haunted thrift shop and a museum. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
We have over 250 artifacts from different cases that we worked on, collected, people donated. So we have about 250.
Wow, that's a lot.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
a lot. That is a lot.
And
Now-
then plus, that's not what we also have in the store, but we keep pretty much all the haunted, the most dangerous ones locked up behind lock and key.
That's good.
We cleanse every day. Just the fact that we have different people coming in and out the store, and we have different vendors, so there's always that flow of energy that comes through the store. Also, we have documentation of our haunted thrift store that back in the 1900s there was a coven of witches that put a big old pentagram and did a blood ritual in the middle of the property, and they so there's like an open portal that constantly flows with in and out of different spirits, so like it's always different every time.
Wow.
What are some of
That's-
these most haunted items that need to be locked up?
So a
Just-
lot of the haunted items, if I can just flip this around here and let me, so we have, these are our last right kits. And also, I'll just give you a little tour, but these are pretty much all the haunted items here.
Nope, we got some dolls, Debbie.
Oh yeah.
So what would you say is the most haunted item that you have?
The most haunted item that I have in here would probably be the PlayStation right now.
Really? Wow.
And then I would
PlayStation.
say it would go next to the Ouija board. Well, haunted has been, well, that would be haunted wise because of the activity that's happened. But I would say Amber, I don't know if you can see Amber back there.
The little doll?
Yeah. So Amber, she was the first doll here to the store. And when we brought her in, we made her the queen of the store. And what happened was a group of Marines came in because we do live next to a Marine base. So we had a group of Marines come in and whatchamacallit. So they were coming in the store. She was sitting on the shelf and one of them grabbed her, started doing inappropriate things with her, chasing his buddies around. And he built up a rage of anger and got mad and threw her on the floor.
Oh my
And
gosh.
her, I don't know if you can see in the time, her legs are broken. So, you know, he broke her legs when he threw her down. Well, he went to basic training and he broke his legs.
Oh wow.
And he came into the store wanting to buy her, wanted to apologize. After 7 surgeries, guy can't walk right again.
Oh no.
He had a discharge from the military.
So
So
can I
I
ask?
have this. My next one is I got Pazuzu there, but we have a cross that's right here,
Mhm.
and that cross falls pretty much every single day. It
Wow.
would fall to the left. So I put a piece of tape on the
Back of it.
back of it right here, but it throws it right off. There's a pretty much, and then we got this wheelchair from the 1920s, which belonged to an elderly lady, which she passed away. And this was her last thing her husband kept from the 1920s, and it was from a sane asylum. And the cat ball goes off from time to time. But there's a variety of different stuff in here.
Wow. So what made you want to keep these haunted items?
Well, I remove them from people's homes. If they're in cases that I worked on, I feel that they're safer in here. This way, they're not in the outside world and they fall into the wrong hands. And this way, you know, if they fall in the wrong hands, who knows what else can happen to, you know, to that person and stuff like that. So I feel that they're safer in here, contained in here, locked up. Nobody can touch them. And yeah,
That's a good deal.
it's just better that way.
And your family is okay with all these items just hanging around.
You cut off there just a little bit.
She
And
was
your
asking,
family-
is your family okay with having all that stuff around?
Oh yeah. Everybody's fine with it. It was at the house at first, until I brought one of the items at home and it started causing like chaos inside the homes. So my wife's like, get it outside. And so I built like a special room for in the garage, which is detached from the house. So they were in the garage special room, and then after this room came available at the shop, and I brought it out here and made it kind of like an attraction. People get to view it from the window. Sometimes people have to go through a process to come in the room. They have to go through a prayer, a blessing, sign waivers and stuff like that when they come into the shop. But yeah, everybody seems fine. I told my daughter she gets to inherit it once I'm gone, but she says no way. So, but yeah, everybody seems to be fine with it, the family and stuff like that. Nobody comes in here, just me. But I go through a process, when I come in here from blessing and cleansing and stuff every time, in and out.
Do you use any salt around any, like for instance, for that particular doll case? Do you have any salt that you put around to?
No, I just do a basic cleanse. I have Saint Benedict metals. I have the four corners and stuff like that. So everything pretty much stays in here and cleanse. I use like Palo Santo, frankincense, and myrrh to keep the energy positive. Try to keep it contained in here and stuff like that. There's some times where it slips and gets out when we do like our ghost tours and stuff like that, and people like feel the heaviness, they feel lightheaded, their heart starts hurting, their chest or something like that. We do have like crawlers in here and stuff like that, just because of what those witches did in that center. So they keep like these crawlers, they feel, when something brushing up against your leg at times.
It's
But
fascinating.
I just do a basic cleanse and come in and prayer and holy water and read out of my book and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it.
Wow.
Makes it, he calls it a man cave. No.
Yeah, it's my man cave. This is where I come in and just do all my thinking. I just start talking to all the dolls and all the artifacts.
Do they ever talk back to you?
I'm sorry?
Do they ever talk back to you?
Do they ever talk about to you?
I have EVPs and stuff like that on the recordings. I have about 4 cameras in here, so there's a lot of things that I catch in here. Like I said, we caught the cross falling, the cat balls go off. We can hear voices at night. We'll hang out in here in the middle of the night and just see what we can catch, just so we can document it. We put in a new camera system, and we hear like a lady. She's like, "Help me, help me!" She like screams at night. We play the spirit box, and the EVPs, and we got her name and got some activity and stuff like that. Like there's just so much that just goes on through here. That's why we cleanse like constantly, like every single day. But we do catch a lot of stuff.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, from anything from like toys. We got Michael. He's a little 12-year-old boy. His name's Michael. He likes to leave toys in the middle of the aisle. We'll find the tricycle in the middle of the aisle, little Tonka toys. We got this elderly lady that's this door right behind me. So this used to be an office building for like real estate property, and she had a heart attack and died there. So she's still here because this is like the last place that she knows. What else? John used to be here. John used to be really active. Wasn't harmful or anything like that, but John always used to set off the cat balls, the K2s. You'll see him on the SLS. People got to get him on the EVPs, and they'll hear him on the EVPs and stuff like that. But we'll just get like, people will be like, "Do you have a dog?" But going back to the crawlers, and people will be like, "Where's is there a dog in here or something?" No, it's just the crawlers. You'll feel them brush up against your leg. Like I said, people felt dizzy. People's chest started hurting. They'll feel lightheaded. They'll feel dizzy. Feel like they can't breathe. So it just all depends. Like I tell everybody that comes here, like every investigation is different. You just don't know, and especially what kind of energy they bring in and stuff like that as well.
Well, we had 250 items. And also with the 250 items that you have, that's a lot of energy to have bombarding somebody as they walk in the door too.
Oh, so yeah, definitely. And then we have a lady come in. She's trying on a scarf, and you can see it like pull her, like tighten up on her. But there's just so much energy that goes on through this shop and stuff like that. Just alone too, we're on a fault line, so that amps up the energy. We're on like really busy Highway 62. So there's a lot of accidents, a lot of death, fatalities, and stuff like that. So you can just imagine all this, energy that roams through the fields, the property, and stuff like that as well.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to go there and just look at everything that you have sometime. Where are you located at? Where are you located at?
We're in California, Yucca Valley, California. So we're probably about an hour and 45 from Los Angeles, about 5 hours from Phoenix, Arizona.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go, Chrissy. When you're coming down for, your trip in May,
I'll be doing
25 hours from me.
I'll be doing a lot of traveling, that's for sure. Dennis and Maggie, how about you? I know you have some items that you have showed us in the past.
Well, we have. We'll start by talking about we have true crime items. We have dolls, we have wheelchairs. We do have some negative demonic items. We got image dolls. We have items from the Titanic.
Ooh.
We have a funeral or a casket key, rosary. Yeah. We got items from Penhurst.
Oh wow!
Show. Sorry, I'm going to do it. This is an item from Penhurst.
Oh wow!
Actually, a solution to use. They would use that if the people, like if a disabled kid would fight, they would literally use this to numb them up. Sometimes they didn't. They would just pull their teeth out. I actually got a brick from Penhurst. Let's see what else. What else do I have?
What do you have from the Titanic, Dennis?
Penhurst. What's that?
What do you have from the Titanic?
Maybe you can go get it. I got pieces of the rust.
Oh, cool.
The side panels of the Titanic. So right here.
Oh yeah, okay, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. That's a great fun.
Yeah.
Well, how many items do you have?
I got some coal for the Titanic.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So how many haunted items do you have?
Oh.
Have you counted?
Well over 100.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well over 100. Yeah.
And we know from the past episodes that you have a room that's dedicated as well to your items as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're saying witch trials.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
What's in there?
Oh. Well, I got the soil from the trees that the witches were hung from, and a piece of the foundation, like the stone wall. Yeah.
That's cool. So what is your most haunted item that you get the most activity from?
I would definitely say Helen. I would definitely say. You can grab her if you want. We're gonna get a key.
Really? You want me to grab her?
Yeah. We can pull her out. I'm not scared to hold her. She's got a blessed cross on her neck, so I'm not scared to hold her.
So what's Maggie's story?
What's holding her? Maggie will also hold a picture that a medium painted while we were at a convention when he came up and took the case.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably one of our most active items.
And what are some of the things that occur with her? What does she do?
Her eyes blink on their own. People capture it live. People if we're live investigating and we're investigating her, or like a roll of negative items, she will help people. Somehow, don't know how, but her rosary her rosary got broke.
Oh,
But,
does she not want it around her neck?
yeah, but this is her.
That's wild. Well, she looks she doesn't look very scary, that's for sure. Oftentimes you hear about haunted dolls and they're scary looking, but she's not very haunted looking at all.
Yeah, but she is it's got a very dark energy to it. But because I have a blessed cross around her neck, it kind of dampers it.
Right.
So, but people like mediums can sense the dark energy in her.
And you said a medium do a drawing of her?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, wow.
So we believe that's the father because Patty Negri, is it Negri? Negri? She came up to touch the case. And when she touched the case, she said the negative energy that's attached to the doll was not attached by a seance or a Ouija board or anything like that. And the little girl is actually attached to this thing too. But she believes that this is the father that is attached to this.
Oh, wow.
Abused the family and set the farmhouse on fire. And just, yeah. So we believe the negative energy that's attached to this is, and God, I'm getting a headache now. Damn. She might be affecting me a little.
Are you okay,
but I'm okay though. But yeah. So, but she doesn't like this necklace because it's blessed by.
I was gonna say. Well, and you said it was broken, so didn't she possibly break it? Maybe
we had another rosary on it that broke.
Yeah.
Oh,
we had a couple.
Yeah.
On her.
Okay.
This one is not going to break because it's strings and you
break,
but she can't break it. But yeah, it's an actual blessed cross, actual blessed.
So that has two potential attachments. One is the father, you said, and you think it's also the little girl that died in the fire too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
And then the demon. So.
And then, which we think the father is the demon.
Right. I was going to say, I would surmise that he's probably the demon.
Yeah. So, but then we also have a 19 or 18, you can put it back. 1861 high chair that has a Ouija board for a tray table. You know, this high chair possessed a 1 and a 3-year-old and murdered them. And this high chair, so I had a friend over that also did a reading on Helen, but also channeled the high chair. And when she channeled the high chair, we actually was investigating it, the high chair, and she was channeling it. We had the spirit box going, and when we had the spirit box, we had the mother come through. And when we had the mother start to come through, because she wanted release from this high chair, she's attached to it. But the negative energy was suppressing her. Was starting to suppress her and take over. The negative energy from the high chair will respond to me. Like I was telling the story live on TikTok when I was investigating, I was explaining how it murdered the 2 children, and behind the white noise you can hear a dark male voice go, "They're all dead." Also my friend is a medium. Actually, when she was channeling, she started coughing, and she said that she captured a vision of flies coming out of a kid's mouth. And she started coughing. Yeah. So, the other item that we have that's I believe is very strong too is this American flag. I can hold it up. This item actually affected me badly. It actually made me break down in tears and crying. We believe it has ties to 9/11. We believe it was a military officer who died in that day. And
Something to do with 9/11.
yeah,
We believe linked to the Pentagon.
yeah. That was not a fun experience because that's where I learned what you would call spirit jumping.
Right.
No.
That's just the paranormal. So
Right.
I knew she could jump in me because Maggie was asking questions and digging deeper. And as she was doing that, I was starting to get affected. So
Yeah, they were trying to take over. That's amazing. Wow. Yeah, I
probably
remember.
communicate.
I was going to say, backing up a little bit when you were talking about the high chair. I remember you showing that to us on the podcast that we created. The thought process of doing this. I still can't believe that it's on a high chair. But then again, we could sell those, quite a bit, as games for kids.
Yeah, it's actually a crazy item. I've actually held spray bottle of holy water and asked it to acknowledge me holding it, and it did.
Wow. That's
incredible. What else did it do?
Probably growled at you.
Yeah, growled at me. I was actually reading a prayer from a rosary that I have. I was reading a prayer to it, and over the necrophonic, it literally growled and said stop, and then it said devil. I was like, whoa.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Like, that ain't no joke.
So do you also do like what Paul does as well? Do you have like salt, or do you do like blessings and things like that before you walk in the room, or what do you do for your sense of protection?
So for our protection, I have 2 blessed items on the door on each side. So it houses everything down here in the room. We do have holy water, we do have salt, we do have all that, trust me. But when it comes to protection in this room, I'm not worried because all the negative items have blessed items on it. So it's the activity from here to here. Helen is not as active. The high chair is not as active because it has a blessed cross on it.
Right.
The dial we have called 3, because it's three face person down, and and it has supposed to be demons attached to it. That's not really that active. I have a clown down here. I have a Mexican witch up there on my shelf, sitting next to the Amityville horror items.
Oh wow!
In a Catholic block case. Again, they're not that active unless we poke them or we investigate them to try and communicate. Now, when we've done that, we've had some really crazy evidence. The first time we've investigated them all together, I had my shirt pulled and this room became very heavy and we thought we were on a freaking teeter-totter because we thought the room was fucking tilting back and forth. And
that's amazing.
And then we investigated them again and we actually caught Helen on my SLS camera manifesting at the same time the K2 lit up.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually made the left side of my head start to hurt. That time after that, it was me and my friend. Yeah, me and my friend was investigating. No, Maggie was down here too. And we were investigating and we captured like a female voice come across and say, please pray.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, clear as day. And
that's incredible.
Yeah. And we captured what did we capture? We captured female screams, male whistles. What else? We captured
kids. We do have some
stuff. Kids, like kid activity.
We got some
kids activity
stuff.
Yeah. We've got my lower lip's been messed with. I've been scratched on my arm, my shoulder.
Do you, and also I have a question for you, Dennis, and for Paul. Actually, I had kind of a question for all of you to answer. But Paul, do you have like a normal thread of camera set up to view the room at all days, 24/7, to be able to see the activity that's going on? And Dennis, do you too?
Yeah, we do a Nest Cam.
Yes, that we have about 30. Well, there's about 4 in the Haunted Museum and about 24 throughout the store.
Okay, perfect. So then you can capture things on a dime when it's happening then.
Oh yeah, I can go on live every time it sends off the motion and stuff like that straight to the phone. From the
Wow.
room in
And
the shop.
Dennis, you do too. You have the same thing going on too.
We have a Nest camera that sits up on one of the shelves that shoots into directly into this line.
Right.
Socket. But now have I captured anything on the camera? Yes. In my previous residence, I did. I was actually on my way to work watching it, and I caught it live.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's what we all love as paranormal investigators.
Yeah. I captured it live. Like, I had the boob there, and it asked, like, "Do you want to play a game?" And I heard a female scream, "No!" I was like, "Oh!" I got to work. I was like, "I got to play and make sure I heard what I heard," and I did hear it clear as day.
Wow.
That's really something.
I was like, "Wow!"
That's awesome.
How about you, Ava and Kimberly? How many items do you guys have that's haunted items?
Well, I'm the president of the Bremer County Historical Society, so that place is full of archives from the 1850s, including we have like a branch that 2 horse staves were lynched on. We have tons of military items there that have actually been very active lately because we just put in new windows and moved stuff. And then we have upstairs on the 3rd floor, there was a murder that took place.
Oh wow.
So there's a lot there. We have like motion lights up there that trigger and things fall. And then we have personal stuff that I guess you could call big coincidences, or Spirit has just like given them to us as gifts throughout time. So
What's your most haunted item?
Well, one of the things for us personally is we frequently find arrowheads in our house, in the middle of our floor. You had found this last summer in our backyard one, and then you're like, if I'm supposed to have this, show me another one. And then another one just like fell off in the dirt, like boom, boom.
Wow.
And like, so that's really hard to explain, when an arrowhead shows up in the middle of your living room floor. We also have this little guy here was actually my mother, so it would be my grandma, and I didn't get to meet her. She passed away in a plane accident while my mom was pregnant. And this was something that my mom had given me as a child, and then I held on to it through college. And actually, when I was pregnant with her, we were trying to declutter, and I was transitioning, and my mom's like, "Oh, just get rid of that. It's like a heavy object that could fall." And it was one of like the one things that I regretted getting rid of, because I always really liked it, and it was my grandma's. And years later, just a couple years ago, we were 2 hours away in an antique shop, and we found it. And I'm 99% positive it's mine because it has the blue paint that I got on it in college when I did painting. And I'm like, just how crazy that would, right on here, that would come back. Something like special would come back, and then would come back would be her great granddaughter. So, yep, and it has the ear broken that I glued on. So unless someone dropped and painted it the exact same location, I just think that's a very big coincidence that found its way back to us. And then we also have in our house we had discovered in a tree about 20 feet up in the air was a ring, and it was attached around the branch. So I thought that was cool, and I was like, oh, I feel like we should have this. And my husband, who's very blind to the spiritual world, he's like, no, that's bad omen to take that down. Someone must have put that up, like get married or memorial, something like that. Well, that's very summer. The tree died. Like it got some fungus and it just was dead. And I was like, see, it wants us to have it. So we had to cut the tree down. So we got the ring. Dean had done some spirit box work and we asked about it. And it was told that the grandson threw it up there and that they wanted Ava to have it. Well, we found out, we verified later on from the granddaughter that originally owned the house that her brother, the grandson, did throw it up there and get it stuck, and they just left it. And she said, oh, she wanted Ava to have it. So it was just kind of interesting. So she wants Ava to wear it, but we're not comfortable with that. But we do keep it in the house to kind of honor the previous owner. So
That's really cool. What a cool story. I love how the cat came back to you. That's really, that's it's meant to be.
That
Beautiful.
yeah, that is amazing. And
Cool.
I agree with you. I don't think I would wear it either. Not right now.
Not yet. Yeah.
And I did want to say, I asked Christy before, but any of the viewers in Iowa, the Bremer County Historical Society is having for the first time ever a workshop with SIPs March 7th and 8th overnights. So you can explore some of the items. Like you just had part of a nurse's uniform. Like we had an intern come through and we're standing there and the hat flew off across at us. Not once, but twice. And the intern decided he was going to do work from his dorm room and no longer do it in the museum. But it's been a little bit active because we've been doing some work and stuff like that. So if anyone is interested in coming, the tickets are only $20 and the funds go to support the Bremer County Historical Society. So I think we've got it posted on your Facebook page.
If you liked it too the other day. Yep.
Yep.
And it was
go
I
to
think
the
he posted
website.
it.
Yeah, you can go to
Yeah,
the Bremer
over-
County Historical Society website, and if you want to come hang out with us, so
yeah, the museum is over 8,000 square foot, right? Yeah.
yep, 8,000
That's huge.
square feet. Yeah, like, and then we have if you want to tell them about the branch that I mean, that was kind of your
Oh,
working with that was cool.
yeah. So the hanging branch is for like lynching and stuff. But the interesting thing is, like, I debunk it as much as I can. But like on all our separate apps and separate occasion, it said the word branch. So it doesn't matter if it's an app or a voice box or ghost box. We have different devices. It also branch, and even including on the third floor. Kind of
Wow.
interesting. So
I love that you did that, as a paranormal investigator to kind of debunk it. You did three different tried three different methods to debunk it, and it came through the same way. That's pretty awesome.
Hey, can I use my new ghost hunting supplies equipment? I haven't used them yet. I got them for the holidays, and I swear that it's saying use me, use me, use me. So I might bring them along too.
I think you should.
yeah. Do it.
Definitely.
Well,
And
happy
Deb,
birthday, Lee.
you have a birthday today, so happy birthday. And
Yay!
I would sing to you, but I don't want to hurt nobody's ears.
No, we don't have to
So
think.
I don't know how. But
It's
happy
your 29th
birthday to you.
birthday.
She's 29, everybody.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hello.
So,
So,
how many
Debbie,
items
tell
do you
us
have?
about your stuff.
Now,
Well,
I know
I was-
you have some pictures you gave me, right?
Yeah. Do you have that where you can put it up?
I do. Yep, I do. Just give me a second here.
Okay, we'll go with the demon door first. Yeah, that's a famous demon door. And some people say, well, it looks like a cat, and other people say it looks like a little bear. And how that came about, I was invited to go do a paranormal investigation at a house, and they had moved in. It belonged to a doctor at one time, and they just said every time we walk down the hallway, we see this thing in the grain, in the door, and it looks like a demon, and it was scaring them at night. You go to the bathroom at night and you walk down the hallway and you see this. It was getting a little hairy. So they wanted us to come over and cleanse the house, which we did. And when we went over there to do it, and I said, "Well, where's this door?" And she goes, "Oh, we took it down. We stuck it out in our barn." And I says, "Well, can I still go see it?" And they said, "Oh yeah, sure, sure." And I go, "Well, what are you going to do with it now?" Because I saw it out there in the barn. They go, "Well, we're gonna take it to the dumpster or something. We're gonna get rid of it." And I go, "Well, if you really don't want it, I will take it home." And so they go, "Let us think about it." And so the very next day they're calling, "Yeah, you can have that door. We're not going to do anything with it." So I went, loaded it up in the truck, and it's a big, heavy door, and it doesn't fit on any of the doors in my house. So I stuck it, kind of like the breezeway to my garage that goes back to the back patio. And I stuck it there, and I says, I says, "You're kind of an interesting door, and you can stay with me as long as you want. But maybe if I put you here, no one will ever break into my house." So
Yeah.
Demon Door and I have kind of this thing now. No, it's in my garage breezeway, and I think it's been a protector, because I think if anybody came to the house and they saw that, they would back off too. So I don't know, the people at the house felt better once it was gone. Whether it really, really was menacing, or I don't know. It was menacing to them, and to put the people at ease, taking it away. That's what it's all about, getting the other people calm and everything. So yeah. So that's the story of Demon Door.
That's incredible. That's
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah. And I still have it. I must have them out there now for probably like 25 years. And my other one that I like to talk about is I'm a doll collector. I know you guys freak out about dolls. I love them more. I have over 800 celebrity dolls, and that includes like movie stars, TV stars, pop stars, whatever. And as you can see in the middle there is W.C. Fields. And so one night I buy a lot of dolls on eBay. So I have a big variety of everything. And one night I was on my computer and I was, looking for dolls. And pretty soon I heard this lady's voice in my ear said, "Quit looking at these ugly dolls, these ugly faces." And I thought, oh, well, someone's not happy. Well, I happen to know that the lady that I bought my house from did not like children. I lived in a duplex across the street for a really long time with my daughter, and my friend lived a couple down and with her son. And it was one of those deals, like if the ball rolled into her yard, she, was blaming it, the kids were messing on her property, and she would yelling at the kids. It was just an accident. She'd take their balls away. And so I know she didn't like children. Well, apparently she didn't like dolls either. And I had, not as many as I do now, but I had, several dolls, and I would, put some of the nicer ones I liked. I'd prop them up, and I'd come home and they'd be knocked over or whatever. So it was just kind of crazy. And so then one of these days I had the mail would come, and the packages of dolls, and this was the W.C. Fields doll. And I took it out of the box and I had it standing just freestyle on my kitchen counter for probably 4 or 5 days. And finally I said, I really need to go put him up on the shelf, before he falls into something in the kitchen. So I went into the room and I climbed up to the top shelf. He's way up on the top shelf, put him up there. And there he stood for maybe one day, came home, and I see him, he's down on the bottom shelf, but he's laying horizontal on the shelf. So I'm thinking that somehow he fell. My daughter, was in here, on the computer, and she picked him up. and just lay them there because she wasn't going to climb back up there and stick them back on the shelf. So I asked her, did he fall? She says, Mom, I don't touch your dolls. You know, they don't interest me. In fact, when you pass away, there's going to be a sale, buy one, get 5 free. And and so, you know, and I keep telling them, no, you have to open a museum when I'm gone. But anyway, so I put him back up on the top shelf again. And like the next day or so, there it was down on that shelf, horizontal once again. So then I'm thinking, you know, well, you know, it's probably the lady that, you know, lived here. She probably didn't like children. W.C. Fields didn't like children. Maybe she didn't like W.C. Field movies because he was kind of a creepy guy, you know, in his own right. He was just always kind of mean. He had that big, you know, cherry apple nose, and you know, he just, you know, his demeanor was really bad. So maybe she just didn't really like him. So then I went to that room that one night and I sat in my chair and I was looking around the room. I had the doll in my hand and I said, you know what? I says, I collect dolls. There's going to be dolls you're going to love. There's going to be dolls you're going to hate. I go, just don't look at the ones you don't like. If you don't like a doll, don't look at it. Enjoy the ones you do like. So I climb back up on my chair, stick them up on the shelf again. The next day when I came back in, the doll's turned, and as you can see in the picture, his lapel is up so you can't see his face. So she can't look at him. And I says, okay, we'll call a truce. If you don't touch any more dolls, I'll leave him exactly like that. And so that's the way he's been standing. As you can see, he's very dusty. He's been standing in that one position with the lapel up so you can't see his face for probably, I don't know how many years now, probably a good 15, 20 years. I just have not touched him. So, yeah. And I can't say that the doll itself, you know, is haunted, even though I was finding him in all different places. It was the woman, it was her energy that was going and moving him around about the room. Those are probably my two most creepy items. Besides, I have other little things. You know, I have some pieces of coffin, some pieces of coffin nails that I got down in New Orleans walking through the cemeteries, and all that always washes up in the grounds there. And I had a bag, and I those are kind of pushed away. They're like in a bag, in a box, in a drawer somewhere, you know, and so I don't even touch those because I don't trust them, but I keep them. And you know, different people have given me little items like, you know, burnt wood and from houses, and you know, cemetery dirt I have all over the place too, from different places, and those kind of items, but nothing that has really ever creeped me out too bad.
That's fascinating. I love the fact that the woman didn't like the doll.
Didn't like that doll at all. She has never touched another doll. No other doll has ever fallen ever. And I think once we made that truce, that, you know, she doesn't have to look at his face anymore. She was not going to touch anything. And so that's why I would have brought him down and held him, but I'm not moving him from that shelf because that's
no,
the
we don't need to make her upset.
Yeah, we don't want to make that lady upset anymore. She hasn't even been around for quite a while. So I think she's finally moved on. She finally accepted me as the new owner of the house. Now the house that I have down in Bisbee, that's another place where I find little treasures. I find like pennies in different places, kind of like the Arrowhead things. I find little rocks here and there. Because there's like a little girl spirit that lives in that house. And I think that she likes to get items and put them here and there. I had one friend that lived in my house for about 6 months to a year. And she would make jewelry. So she would find her jewelry scattered all around the house while she was making the jewelry.
Wow.
And yeah, so that little girl down there is quite active. I've actually seen her down there. So
very mischievous.
Wow.
Mischievous little kid.
She's a little ambitious kid, but she does leave gifts like marbles and coins and rocks from, you know, older things that I think she lived there with her family when she was a little girl.
Oh, how cute. That's adorable.
That is awesome. And Dane, how about you? I know Ava and Kimberly was talking about the events coming up, but do you have any haunted items to share?
Yeah. So as you can see behind me is a bookshelf full of books that were at least as old as like 1860s. They're from my grandma's house. The house was built in the 1860s. It was a doctor who built the house, and I actually have one of his books that he's originally from Philadelphia. It's actually, if I can bring it over here, which is pretty cool. We were going through my grandma's attic, and I could actually find one of the books. Let's see. Yeah, got one here. It's a science of letters. But anyway, you can actually see the signature of it's from Philadelphia. I'm not sure if you can see that, but from Philadelphia, pretty cool. But, so my grandma had tons of books up in the attic, but the book that's really special to me is I have this hymnal right here. It is when my grandma passed away, we actually had an opportunity to do a full-fledged investigation with nobody inside the house. So there's a lot of construction and renovation going on. But we heard this faint girl like on the like EVP devices. It said Linda like 5 times, and then we actually got an intelligent response. It said like I am dead or whatever. So very interesting. But when I was actually going through the attic, like maybe a year later, I actually found Linda, the signature, the voice I heard on the EVP.
Wow.
Wow.
So what are the chances of actually hearing something and finding a book of a kid? Unfortunately, there's no last name, can't trace it, but pretty cool.
That's still evidence enough, I'd
Yeah.
take that and run. That's very
Yes.
cool. Wow.
Yes, very much cool. Okay, I just want to have everybody touch base on what's coming up for them in the next few months. Paul, let's go back to you. What's coming up for you and your paranormal team? What are you going to accomplish in the next 3 months or going to investigate?
As this year, we have a couple investigations coming up in Tombstone. We're doing a couple episodes of some documentaries out there, and we planning to travel to Europe and visit the Vatican this year. And we're hoping to, and we got our Spooktacular Festival that we have coming up September 27th. And we have special guest celebrities. This is our second annual one. And we have guest speakers come out and different vendors. So we got that September 27th. We also have our coffee line that we're launching. It's been in the works for a while, so that's kicking off. So we have our Paranormal 24/7 coffee that's been happening. It's been, doing really, really good. Hosting more tours. That's we've been doing is this, getting having everybody come out and doing an investigation from different paranormal groups. Launching that and getting that going. Pretty much that's it. We're just and then helping families. We also are a nonprofit, so we help families that are in spiritual need, and we travel to them. If not, we raise the money to travel to their location, to their house, and help them.
Wow. Well, we definitely have to have you on because the demonologist and also the exorcist, we need to have you on to talk about that because that is very interesting. And I don't think we ever had anybody like that besides Chris McKennell was
Right.
probably the only one. So yeah, we definitely have to.
Thank you. Definitely. Yeah,
back
definitely
on
love
again.
to be back on. I got a lot of great stories just that I experienced myself. I've done 3 exorcisms already, so I have stories for that. So yeah, I have plenty.
That'd be great.
That's one that I know Nico would jump on for that one too. can
Yeah.
see what.
Yes.
You should.
Yeah, I just had a case this morning. So I had an exorcism this morning as well on a little boy and the property of the house. So that was
Oh,
one of them this morning. And so that would make it number 4.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Well, we'll contact you for April. Well, April's filling up, so end of
Yeah.
April, beginning of May,
Probably
maybe.
April,
Yeah,
May.
sounds
It's
good.
just,
Sounds good. I'll definitely have to come back on.
we would love
Perfect. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
And Dennis and Maggie, what is coming up in the next few months for you in events, investigations?
Well, we're gonna be going to the Moreau House in a couple of weeks
Oh, that's
to
right.
film and investigate. We're going to be heading back to the Old Williams County Jail for final after there.
Cleveland.
We're going to be going to Virginia and Cleveland because we're going to be guest speakers at Paracons there. We're actually going back to the Beale Manor again.
Good. We can't wait to hear about that again.
When we shut the door on it, we're actually going back
Good.
because we're going to be collaborating with our friend Natalie. So
That's awesome. We'll have to have you back. Like Chrissy said before, we need to hear more about that too.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Definitely.
And we're probably and we're going to be investigating a funeral home here locally. The Mortuary Funeral Home here in Toledo.
Oh, that's fun.
And then
Wow.
we're probably going to be looking at a few more locations to look and film at. So we're probably going to be busy traveling, filming mostly. And I'll probably pick up haunted items here and there along the way.
Of course.
I was going to say, you all probably do that.
Really. How about you,
Yeah.
Debbie?
Well, in 2 weeks, I have a haunted history tour in downtown Phoenix with Marshall Shore, so we'll be doing that. And then we have trying to think. Oh, we're going to be speaking at the Phoenix Fan Fest, the big convention in Phoenix again in May. Or it's the end. I guess it's the first week of June this year. They keep changing it. It's around Memorial Day weekend. And then we're going to be hitting the road because I'm doing another book. I'm doing a book on the haunted Harvey girls. So I got to stop at a bunch of train stations, which I'm probably going to do tomorrow too. I'm going to go over to Deming and over to Las Cruces and visit their train stations.
That's cool.
Wow.
I can't
Yeah.
wait to read that one.
That'd be very interesting. Yes. And for those of you who don't know, Debbie did the book on the Grand Canyon and Arizona ghost
Route
stories.
66, Route 66 and
Yeah.
Phoenix and Globe and schools, everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Gotta
always
check
writing.
out her website. Yeah. Gotta check her out. And how about you, Dane and Ava and Kimberly? Do you have any events coming up besides the Bremer one?
Yeah, next week we are going to the Granger House in Marion, Iowa. So that's going to be a first for us. We're pretty excited on that. And then,
That's
of
only
course,
an
I work.
hour from me.
I was going to
Oh, really?
say, do you need to have Chrissy could come out and help you guys? She has her ghost equipment now, and she's dying to use it. See, this is your
Yeah.
opportunity, Chrissy.
I'm an
You know,
amateur.
the invitation's open, more the merrier, right? So let us know. It'll be kind of fun. And then, of course, our workshop. And then we have maybe a couple of hidden things that I have kind of in the works. We might, I've been in talks with the Jordan House last year. Familiar with the Jordan House, kind of the connection to the Underground Railroad. So we may be doing an investigation there. Don't know,
How
but
cool.
it's in the works. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Has that location been investigated before, Dane, or is that going to be the first one?
It'll be the first one.
Oh, see, I love that. That's
It's
awesome.
kind of, yeah. And the thing is, we're approaching it in a very, of course, respectful way of doing it. But the president of the Historical Society in Des Moines. She says it'd be really cool if we could bring like the family members of the Jordans to do an investigation with us. So
That would be cool.
Okay.
Then you can get validation. That's really cool.
That is cool. That is. I'm so glad you guys are in my home state. So
love it.
I feel very special right now that I have somebody here in the same state. So, Kimberly, Ava, do you want to add anything else onto that Dane may have forgotten?
Oh, you're muted, sweetie.
You're on mute.
There we go.
There you go.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
So we have talks to going to Chicago. We made friends with another YouTuber from Texas that he potentially has something lined up.
Right.
It's was it a spiritual temple or something like that?
Yep, something like that. Yeah.
Yep. So we're working on that. We also going back to the museum. We are getting cameras installed. So Dean's working. If you didn't know, Dean is also on the board at the museum. We've all kind of like adopted these spirits and stuff like that. So we're working on. We'll have cameras. So he's working on like a ghost cam in some of the hot spots, along with security to help protect things in there too, for that. So.
Yeah, who knows? You might be able to access the Historical Society 24/7.
Yep.
I'm on the
That would
website.
be cool.
That's the hope.
That would be great. Now, Dane, I just wanted to plug you in because you had something that was really awesome that happened in the last month. It was on your Facebook and everything.
Oh, yeah. I had a film go to Sundance, so that's kind of the big news for me.
Yeah, it
That's
is big
awesome.
news.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You want to
Pretty
tell
excited
us a
about that.
little bit about it?
Yeah, it's a horror film that was. It's called Taga. So it's kind of like based on the. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Tag along, whatever that Philippines language. But anyway, it's basically a horror film based on our culture and stuff. And it was actually shot in the Philippines, and I was actually part of the Los Angeles unit that helps on the visual effects in the U.S. So it was really fun.
Super awesome.
Yeah.
I feel privileged. I'm surrounded by celebrities here.
Thank you.
So, any last thoughts before we close out tonight's episode? From anybody that we did not cover anything? Do you want to show us or tell us or anything? No one?
Oh, that's so cute.
And there she has to say, "Here's my kitty."
I love it. That's awesome.
But it's Friday the 13th. It's supposed to be a black cat.
Oh,
Right.
we
Yeah.
had one earlier. It just blended into our shirts, but he was pretty aggressive on our laps.
So, well, sis, do you have anything you want to add?
No, thank you everybody for coming on. I appreciate it. This was awesome. Thank you for helping us get this put together in a short period of time. It was a brainstorm that we had with Dennis and Maggie, and we had Mark and Michelle. So thank you guys for.
There's another Friday the 13th coming up next month. Never know what's going to happen. So, but it's going to be Medium Red's birthday too, as well. So, isn't that kind of ironic? Debbie's today, Friday the 13th. Medium Red is next month on Friday the 13th. So, I feel like I'm surrounded by
Friday the 13th too.
So I kind of feel like I'm surrounded by 13. The number 13 has to mean something.
My lucky number.
You're like, yes, our lucky numbers, that's for sure.
Yep.
But I want to thank everybody for coming on, like she said, on short notice. Please stay just for a few minutes until we do everything so we can make sure we get this downloaded, since we was having some difficulties earlier. Thank you so much for sticking it out with us. We're not perfect, but we're a lot of fun. So, but subscribe, everybody. Look into Paranormal 24/7, SIPS, SIPS, and look into the 13th Floor Haunted Media, and also check out Debbie's books too as well. And until next time, stay blessed, everybody. Good night.
Good night. Thank you all.
Good night.